Since today is a really significant day for the cryptocurrency markets, we have a lot to discuss in this episode. Yes, guess what? Global liquidity just reached a new all-time high. You understand what that implies. The markets are ready, whales are lining up, and a huge move could come. Although Ethereum is not in danger, the charts are showing red flags, and the Fed's most recent forecasts might make all the difference. Is a trap being set, or will the market rise? People, pay close attention because you will know exactly what happens next by the end of this video. Let's get started without further ado. $83,664 is the value of Bitcoin. It has increased by 1% in the last day. Ethereum is currently up 4.88% and is trading at 1,907 at the moment. Since XRP is up 2.37% this morning and closing at a main lane of $2.32, USDT and USDC are both following dollar pegs. At $2,718 billion, the total market value of cryptocurrencies is approaching the all-time high of 2020, but will it surpass it? Do we still have a lot of upside left, or is the bull run over? The answer is straightforward. It is not finished, but the sooner this crash occurs, the sooner this adjustment may be made. 65 to 75,000, depending on how quickly we rise, the bull run may begin in a few weeks or it may take months. We're waiting for that massive Bitcoin correction, but I do think it will happen sooner rather than later. I continue to think that 65 to 75 before greener days break 3 billion USD, there will be another retest of the CME gap area, which was, yes, 100% closed. 3 billion USD was just delivered to the exchange HTX. Every time a stablecoin is moved to an exchange, people, we talk about these moves. The sole reason for this is that they are going to buy a lot of cryptocurrency. It's not good if you observe an asset like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP being sent from a wallet to the exchange. It indicates that they are preparing to dump, sell, and take it all down. This is a pretty positive rise, and the Fed is what I would be watching and listening to today. They will be discussing its rate estimates at this point. According to the report, Fed members are anticipated to maintain interest rates at this week's meetings while modifying their assessments of the economy and maybe the direction of interest rates in the future. The committee might stick to its two-cut plan, eliminate one or both, or, in the unlikely event of a slowdown, add another cut. It appears that everything is on the table. We kind of want to see the Fed lower interest rates since Chairman Jerome Powell and his colleagues have argued in recent weeks for a gradual approach, saying they don't need to be in a rush to do anything. If interest rates are lowered, borrowing will become more affordable, which would suggest or result in more market liquidity. Higher returns and riskier assets, such as cryptocurrency, tech stocks, and commodities, are typically what investors go for. Reduced prices, you can research it. Historically, they have increased the value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as money began to pour into these speculative marketplaces. Rate reductions frequently cause the currency to weaken, which increases the appeal of alternative value stores like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Keep in mind that when the Fed lowers interest rates, Bitcoin gets traction since it is frequently viewed as a hedge against the depreciation of fiat money. Investors may become risk-averse if the Fed lowers rates due to economic weakness because it may also be a hint of recessionary fears. If we go back in time, we can examine the outcomes of the Fed's 2019 rate drop. When the Fed lowered interest rates, Bitcoin increased thrice, from $4,000 to $12,000. We had a huge bull run in 2020 thanks to ultra-low rates during that lovely COVID period. Rate hikes in 2022 and 2023 caused a bear market in the cryptocurrency space, but the expectation of rate decreases helped Bitcoin bounce back in 2023. What do you see, then? Generally speaking, rate decreases are bullish most of the time, therefore let's watch their actions. If I had to estimate, it would stay unaltered from Ethereum at $800 to the cryptocurrency minute.com. As everyone is aware, we are participating in the ETH 5K to 100K challenge. We have not yet accepted Ethereum. According to these charts, there is a chance that Ethereum will crash and drop as low as $800, just like it did in 2020. Well, I'm not sure if that will occur. That's a bit over the top. I believe that this level, this is the correct one, is what I mean. The precise amount I want to begin the Ethereum challenge on is between 1.4 and 1.6 thousand. I'm looking to purchase ETH there. That seems like a really good place for it. Could it drop? It might, but I'm content there. Since I do think ETH hits anywhere between 8 and 12, I think it's very possible to earn that 5x if we get in at 1.5. That way, everyone will be watching that cryptocurrency space. Release this from Bo Hines, White House Director of Digital Assets. Listen up, that the United States is the leader in terms of digital technological advancement, and I think that we're this tremendous opportunity. It doesn't present itself, very often with any industry, so we're excited to capitalize on that and move forward very quickly. We should just be very excited about what's to come. I think that stables could be on the president's desk here in the next 2 months, and I don't think that the market fully grasped yet what that could do for the U.S. economy in terms of U.S. dollar dominance, in terms of different payment rails, in terms of altering the course of financial markets for the rest of history. I mean, this is going to be a massive piece of legislation that really propels the United States forward, and that's something that we're very much looking forward to, and we're also extremely thankful for Senator Scott and his leadership at Senate Banking. We're extremely thankful for Chairman Hill with House Financial Services and many other actors as well that are propelling this forward on the Hill, and we just look forward to working along. There you go, Bo is just lining it up out there. Michael Saylor, the next Bitcoin bull market is about to start, and global liquidity is at an all-time high. This is his real Twitter account, although it's a fan account. Don't get twisted, please. Here, you are comparing Bitcoin to the worldwide liquidity M2 levels. Your Bitcoin is the black, and your M2 is the blue. Follow the M2, people. When M2 rises, Bitcoins often follow 2 weeks later. I want to leap over now. Now let's examine the passage. What's happening, Petra? According to what Mr. June stated, his readings fall between 250 and 260. He ought to have raised the price of this box to $3. It was going to be a hassle. We actually have a small wick, as you can see, but we were turned down. In what location does he believe we will return to 220? I completely agree with it. Blockchain again and released his chart, examining the SMA's 250-100. You can see the last time this happened, what happened, we had the dip, the same dip we just experienced, and then what we gradually went up, and then we floated in a range for some bit. Why am I showing this to you? Because look, we are exactly in that range that we have been talking about for quite some time. Do not get mistaken with this. Here is the range that we are bouncing between $2 to $2.50 until $2.50 to $3 gets broken. We will be floating and fighting upper resistance in that range, but when that does get broken, and it is going to get broken, and when it does finally crumble, you will be seeing a shockwave coming to XRP. You will see a FOMO kick. And because I'm telling you right now that $3 to $4 range on XRP is not going to last long, price discovery will hit. XRP will go on another parabolic epic run like you saw in November, all the way into December when we went from 50 cents to above $3. We will be experiencing another run like that. Especially we know that XRP will be included in the crypto reserve stockpile for the United States when we know that the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit is coming to an end, and that we know that we have over 18 ETFs that are filed. All of this news is going to come together, and it is all going to hit at once, plus whatever else. If I had to guess, we would likely go anywhere between $1.50 and $2, and we will likely make a strong, powerful move up above $5 for the first part of the bull run. Ripple has been keeping things under wrap regarding new or additional partnerships and new or additional central banks that will be building out on top of the XRP ledger. This is all going to hit like a tidal wave, and we will see the same move that we saw in November 2024 when we went from 50 cents up to a $3 XRP.